kitchen. Now, I'm not gonna lie, we are moving into one of my very favorite seasons, and that is spring. Yes, I love the weather, yes, I love the birds, but I in particular love going to the market to get fresh spring vegetables. So this week I wanted to show you some recipes with a bunch of different spring veg that you can find at your local markets cropping up. It's very, very exciting. And today we are gonna talk about leeks. Leeks are my all-time favorite of the allium family. And fun fact, leeks, they're just an onion, but they're the most fun punk rock onion you've ever seen. Like, look at this hairdo on this baby. But just like most punk rockers, they're very sweet. They are not spicy, they're not overly punchy, they are totally delicious. So today I wanted to make a recipe using leeks, and I'm gonna make it into something that my friend Chris Corrado called a pizza burrito, also known as a Stromboli. So basically it's like a rolled up pizza. It's really, really tasty, super delicious, great for leftovers and really great for traveling. So to get started on this recipe, I'm obviously gonna use the star of the show, and that is those leeks. So I've got some here. I'm actually gonna use these ones. They're looking a little, I brought them at the other market that I like to have. And I need just one leek for this recipe. Typically when you buy them, they come in bundles of 3, which is perfect. Honestly, you cut them up nice and big and chunky, roast them up, and they're totally delish. But I actually want to thinly slice these and cook them up. So the first thing you need to know about leeks is you don't necessarily want to eat this dark green part. It's a little bit tough, so I like to trim that away. Now don't throw this out. This is perfect to put into your compost. It's also really great if you want to add it into your freezer, just into a zip top bag. Save it if you're ever making like chicken stock or things like that. It's going to add so much flavor. Now I'm also going to cut off that root, and again, pop that into my garbage bowl. And then to slice these babies up, I'm going to cut this in half and then split it open. Now the one tricky thing about leeks is these babies grow in sand. So since they grow in sand, they tend to hold a good amount of dirt in between each leaf. So the only tricky thing about this is washing them. So I like to slice them up first and then just add them into a bowl of cold water. So they're really easy to slice. You don't have to dice them. They're nice and thin. They're almost like a giant green onion, but they taste a lot sweeter. So I'm just gonna slice those babies up. We're almost there, okay. Now you do like that little bit of that lighter green color. That's still nice and sweet. Once you get towards that darker green though, either really, really thinly slice it or just toss it into your compost and you'll be good to go. Now I'm gonna pop these into a bowl of cold water. Unlike rinsing like you usually do with lettuces and things like that, this is how I like to clean my leeks. This way, all of that sand that's stuck between all those beautiful soft layers of that leek falls to the bottom. So just kind of agitate it, give it a little swish. This is something I would have done as a kid, I'm not gonna lie, and had an absolute time doing it. You kind of feel like a duck having a good time. I'm really into birds right now, guys. It's spring, don't worry about it. All right. Now, once that's all cleaned, bring them over and you can actually just scoop them from this liquid and pop them into your pan. Now, speaking of my pan, I'm not just stuffing this Stromboli with leeks. I'm also adding some sausage in there. Now, I love that kind of meaty, delicious flavor. It's especially good with those leeks. But instead of doing like a classic meaty sausage, I'm actually going with a veggie sausage. So these are the ones you get kind of near the, I know, I feel like I'm gonna lose some people, but listen, if you wanna do this with regular old sausage, split the casings open, pop that meat into the pan and cook that off until it's nice and golden brown. Or if you've got leftover sausages from last night or the weekend, feel free to use those in this dish. They'll be perfect just sliced up. Now, there's a little bit of extra fat left in that pan. I'm gonna add in a little bit more olive oil. And now we're gonna get to cooking down those leeks. So again, I've got them in that water, but as opposed to dumping that out, that's gonna kind of reintroduce all of that sand that's fallen to the bottom. So I actually like to get my hands and just kind of scoop the leeks out, give them a little bit of a shake, and then add those into the pan. That little bit of water is actually gonna help steam those leeks, get them really nice and sweet and tender. They're really good. Leeks, if you have not had a leek before, you are missing out in the onion family. Shallots get all the praise. They're like, ooh, fancy French. Leeks are where it's at, especially when it comes to springtime cooking. Now, season that up with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper as well. And then I just want to turn that heat down to about medium low. Now I want to cook those leeks for just about 10 minutes because the different thing about leeks is when they cook, they almost melt and get sweet and delicious. They get creamy, almost sort of jammy, and they're absolutely amazing. So let those get cooking. And I'm gonna come over here and get to work on the cheese filling, because what is a pizza without some cheese? So we've got those leeks, we got that sausage, and I'm gonna do a little bit of a ricotta filling. So the first thing I need, I know, y'all, this is very exciting. I love ricotta. I'm very into it right now. It's a good summer cheese, or spring cheese. It's nice and kind of soft and gentle. So I need a cup of ricotta just straight on into a bowl. Add that in. And then into there, I'm gonna start flavoring this up with more deliciousness. The first thing I need is about half a cup of grated cheese. I'm gonna use a grated pecorino. You could also do Parmigiano Reggiano. I love a pecorino though, because it's a little funkier. It's a little bit more, it's a sheep's cheese, so it has a little bit more of a, grown-up edge to it. I really love it. Give that a bit of a mix up. And now to flavor this even more, I'm gonna toss in about half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. That's gonna give just a little bit of heat. You don't need to add this if you don't want to. I am using spicy Italian sausage, so if you wanna go more mild, feel free to use mild, that would work too. Now 2 garlic cloves are going right on in. And again, I'm just rasping those right on top into that cheese, because that's gonna give me like punchy, delicious, juicy garlic flavor through every single bite of this delicious, for lack of a better term, pizza burrito, because that's what I'm gonna call this. This recipe is actually inspired when I was in Italy with my husband, Aaron. Our neighbor, John Piero, brought over this kind of Sicilian version of a Stromboli, and it had sausage in it, it had ricotta, it had leeks, it even had potato. Aaron pretty much lost his marbles over it, so I had to figure out how to make it myself. All right, give that a bit of a stir. And then into there, because I have that ricotta goes really, really well with my very favorite ingredient, and that is nutmeg. So we got it. Just in case you don't know, you know that little pocket on your jeans? It's for nutmeg. That useless pocket, that's your nutmeg pocket now. All right, add in a little bit of that pocket nutmeg or wherever you keep it. That's just gonna sweeten this up, give you a little bit of lemony flavor. I'm gonna season that with a little bit of salt. You can add in some pepper as well, and that is looking good to go. Now, to form this Stromboli, I have got a ball of store-bought pizza dough here that I've just rolled out nice and kind of even into about a 15 by 10-ish inch rectangle. So I'm gonna grab that delicious ricotta mixture, pop that down, and just spread that out. This is where you almost start feeling like you're making the world's weirdest cinnamon buns, but it's gonna turn out beautifully. So spread that out nice and beautifully and evenly. It's gonna kind of melt into, so don't worry if it's not perfect. Then I've got those cooked down leeks right here. That whole leek cooks down into pretty much nothing. It's jammy, they're sweet, they're out of control. Spread those all along the top. And then we're gonna add in that sausage. Again, if you had crumbled sausage, just crumble that right on over. I'm gonna grab these babies and just slice them up. I'm making a mess in my kitchen. This is what happens. I go to the market, I come home with 1,000 things, and then I make a complete disaster out of my kitchen. Not the worst thing in the world. All right, thinly slice this. You want it to be nice and thin because that's gonna allow you to roll this up. If you couldn't be bothered and didn't wanna actually cook sausage, you could also feel free to use deli meats. Any sort of salami thinly sliced would be beautiful in here as well. I'm just gonna toss one in. Usually I do the 2. And then obviously we need something sort of stretchy, some sort of stretchy, delicious cheese. So here I've got about a cup to a cup and a half of grated parm. You could also, no, that's mozzarella. I lied. Mozzarella or provolone. I got those 2 mixed up in my head. Scatter that right over top. And you could fill this with anything. If you wanted to do a classic pepperoni tomato sauce, that would be delish. But I'm going with this fancier version. Then you just want to get a little bit of that dough and almost roll it up, kind of like you're making a cinnamon bun. All right. This is the tricky part. This is where you get your game face on. Okay. Just roll that over, pinch that seam shut. If anything sneaks out, just kind of shove it back in. This is the part where you're cooking and no one's looking, right? No one's looking. It's all gonna turn out in the wash. Flip it over so it's seam side down. And then you're gonna just wanna cut some slits in there. Make a little bit of an egg wash just to seal that in, get you a little bit of golden brown color. Pop a couple slits right in the top to allow some steam to escape. Then you want that to go into your 400-degree oven on the bottom rack for 30 to 35 minutes or until it is golden brown. While that cooks, we gotta take a quick break, but we'll be right back. We are making Stromboli today. I know. Y'all, I know that one I made before the break. She wasn't looking cute, but once you roll it over, you're good to go. Honestly, that egg wash does a lot too. You get that golden brown crisp on the outside. And the best part, I did not make the dough. I bought it at the that weird section. Sometimes you get it near the cakes. And sometimes it's in the freezer section, but honestly, store-bought pizza dough is the way to go. Now, this is so delicious, and it's one of my absolute favorite things to make for a good spring dinner using beautiful spring vegetables. Now, another thing that is great about a Stromboli, this little baby, perfect for a picnic, perfect for in the car, perfect for lunch the next day. Now, typically, I would allow this to cool for about 5 minutes just so that cheese has a chance to kind of not turn into lava. But we're gonna give this a go. This is perfect. You get that beautiful crust, that beautiful filling. It cuts like an absolute dream. You get that little spiral with all that cheese and filling on the inside. Like, are you kidding me? Look at that absolute dream. Now, I've cut 2 slices, and there are some vegetables in here, so I thought I'd get my friend who knows a thing or two about vegetables out here to give this a try. Come on out, Owen Reeves. Hey, Owen. How's it going, sir?
Great.
Can I tell you oh my gosh, have you ever had Stromboli before?
I don't know that I have.
It's just a rolled up pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, it somehow makes it more eatable in a car or maybe in the garden.
Like you're gonna wear less of this?
Yeah, you're gonna wear 100%,
Yeah.
100%.
It's fun to say, that's important.
It is. Have you ever grown leeks before?
Yes, I have grown leeks.
Oh, are they easy or hard?
They're easy, but the hardest thing is getting the sand and grit out of them when you're actually prepping them. That's the hardest part.
It's true. So growing leeks easier than actually cooking with
Definitely,
leeks.
they're really easy.
Owen Reeves, well, I'm very excited because this week, all week, you're gonna show us a little bit of gardening week, getting us ready for the long weekend.
That's right.
Okay, so up next, you're gonna get into that garden and teach us kind of like how to get it into the best shape ever.
You know what, if you don't know anything about gardening, this is a great place to start.
Listen, that's why I'm here, everybody. I'm not gonna lie. Owen, cheers to you. Let's give this
cheers.
a taste. Okay.
Oh.
Isn't that good? Isn't that nice? The sweet leeks.
I appreciate the easiness of eating it. I totally get what you're saying.
Owen Reeves, you nailed it. I'm gonna see you after the break. You're gonna teach me how to garden. We're just gonna finish these. Stick around, everybody. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.